Guys, Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic, and today's video is made for all you guys out there with bad knees but still want to do cardio. Alright, so guys, I get emails from people all the time on Facebook, it doesn't matter. Mark, what do? I need to do some cardio, but my knees are killing me and I can't do squats, I can't do lunges, I can't do jumping jacks, I can't run in place, I can't do jump ropes, I can't do anything. Alright, so how do you do cardio? How do you get that heart rate up? Alright, well, for guys who go to the gym or happen to have a lot of equipment at home, of course you got the stationary bike, you got the elliptical, and you have the rowing machine, but those are typically big gym expensive pieces of machinery, guys. When I go to the gym and I need to do cardio because the weather's crappy outside, that's what I do. I do the stationary bike, I do the elliptical, and I do the rowing machine, and those things are killer. I really get my heart rate up, and it puts zero stress on my knees, guys. So, what if you don't have a gym membership? What if you don't want to go to the gym? Today, very straightforward, guys. You kind of see where I'm going here, right? Everybody with bad knees that I've talked to can at least walk, right? The problem is walking only gets you so far, no pun intended, all right? Meaning you can go out and walk and it's good for you, but it doesn't get your heart rate very high, and then your body adjusts pretty quickly, and then the only way to benefit more is to walk further. Well, before you know it, to get any real benefit, you have to walk 4, 5, 6 miles, and that just takes a long time, right, guys? So how do you crunch this down into a more manageable time slot, like maybe 20 or 30 minutes? Because if you're only going to go walk for 20 or 30 minutes, you're only going to knock out about a mile and a half max, all right? And that just isn't doing a lot for you. It's a whole lot better than nothing. It's a good place to start. But guys, very quickly your body is going to adjust, and you're going to need to go further than that. If you have bad knees, all right, and you can't do these other things that I'm talking about, this is a way to up the intensity of the walking. So I got a big old backpack that I used here when I go to Colorado, when I go mountain climbing, we're camping overnight. I put a ton of stuff in here. I typically load this up with about 60 pounds, all right, worth of food and clothes and fuel and a tent and a sleeping bag and all kinds of other things. And you know, not everybody has one of these. And of course, this is what I'm wearing right here. This is when I was in Colorado a couple of years ago with 2 young buddies. We were literally at timberline. This was at we were just approaching 11,000 feet, and the air was really thin, and we were going up these really steep grades, and it was kicking our butts, all right? But this is the backpack, all right? So if you have one of these, great, load it up, use this. But for you guys that don't, everybody's gonna have one of these little day packs, okay? This is a pack that I also took with me to Colorado, and when we went on just a day hike, we weren't spending the night, we didn't need a sleeping bag or a tent or anything. I loaded up on my water and food and rain gear in this thing, okay? So everybody should have one of these, and if you don't, they're super cheap. You know, just order one off of Amazon for about 15 bucks, all right? Now, I've loaded mine up with a couple of 10-pound bags of sand, or in this case, gravel. So I use these in a big sandbag that I bought for doing military-style workouts. And my sandbag is big, and it holds up to 6 of these. So I can load it up for 60 pounds. But 20 pounds in my backpack, all right, my little day pack, for doing some walking is gonna feel pretty heavy, trust me, but you may not have sandbags, right? Well, everybody's got water bottles. Now remember guys, this is not a gallon, but 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So you can easily stick a couple of gallons in here, no problem, okay? Everybody's got some books, you know, coffee table books, the hardback books are much, much heavier. And then also the other thing guys is, I know a lot of you guys, you're gonna have bricks laying around the house, you're gonna have cinder blocks, you're gonna have rocks in the backyard or whatever. Matter of fact, you might just have some gravel, okay, in a little side yard or a courtyard. Anything works, all right? Just load that sucker up and let's get going, because when you add weight to your upper body, when you're walking, not only are you burning more calories, but you're putting more stress on your core. And because your core is engaged now when you're walking, it's going to make it more difficult. So your heart rate's going to go up. So just follow along, and I got a couple more tips for you when we go outside with the backpack on. All right, so it's only 20 pounds, and it doesn't feel real heavy right now. All right, but after 20 or 30 minutes of walking, especially, start going up some of these hills, it's gonna feel a lot heavier than 20 pounds. All right, that's pretty good, I like that. All right, guys, 20 pounds in this little backpack. This should not be hurting your knees if you can't run and jump because of the impact. This is a great alternative. Now, guys, too many people are going to focus too much on your heart rate. They're going to worry about, you know, am I in that specific cardio zone, depending on my age. I don't want you guys to even think about that, all right? That's getting way too complicated. We're not professional athletes. The goal is get those legs moving, get the heart beating, all right, get the blood flowing. And guys, this will help you get so much more accomplished in a much shorter time frame. All right, so guys, it's not just about how long and how far you go when we're walking, especially with these backpacks on. It's the incline. It's going to add a lot of extra intensity to the exercise. And then the other thing is, guys, for you guys that have been walking for a while and you know how far you're going, I want you to start timing your walks, okay? I want you to pick up the speed, because you can actually walk really fast without hurting your knees. And that's a much more effective way of getting that heart rate up and creating a true cardio workout out of what would otherwise just be a simple stroll in the park. If you don't know how far you're going on your walks, get in your car afterwards and retrace the exact route and find how many miles you're, and then time it every single time you go walk. That way you have a goal to beat, all right? And then another thing is, for you guys that have bad knees, going uphill should be no problem on you, all right? Going up steps shouldn't hurt your knees. But guess what? You go uphill, you got to turn around and come back downhill eventually. And going downhill or going down steps can hurt your knees. So what can you do if your knees are killing you when you're going downhill, all right? It may look a little weird, but this is a little trick that will help you guys with the really bad knees. All right, now you're not going to be able to go nearly as fast, but if you turn around and go down backwards, I don't care if it's stairs or a steep hill, it's going to unload, okay, that shock off your knees, and it's going to dramatically change the amount of pain that you're enduring as you're walking. So if you got really, really bad knees and it hurts to go downhill, just turn around and go backwards. I know it may look a little goofy, you may feel embarrassed, but trust me guys, it will work. All right, home sweet home. And Mojo's here to greet me. Thank you, Mojo. All right, guys, so got bad knees, but you still want to do cardio? No problem. Man, all you need is a backpack, a little bit of weight in there, and you're going to be able to accomplish so much without screwing up your knees. And then finally, guys, be sure, time yourself. I want you to make a contest out of this. How fast can you walk? And then once you get to a certain speed and you can't walk any faster, then I want you to start loading up that backpack with more weight. And then once again, time yourself, track yourself, write all this stuff down in a journal. I promise you, it's going to be great for fat loss, but it's also going to be good for building up those muscles in those legs that you otherwise won't be able to do just because of your knees. But it ain't going to happen overnight. You got to stick with it and never give up on yourself.